Do you know a mediumship reading is not for everybody? Not because some people don't believe in it, but because having a reading too soon after someone's passed actually can be more detrimental than helpful. The other day, I came across an interview where a lady was talking about how her husband had to be admitted to hospital for something and then was kept on a hospital trolley in a hospital corridor for 36 hours and then suddenly passed away. And obviously, she was distraught. And in that moment, I realised that if she was a client of mine or came to me for a reading, I wouldn't be able to help her because I can't give her what she wants. Because what that woman wants is her husband. She wants him to still be here. I, as a medium, I can't do that. I can't bring him back. And as mediums, we can't bring people back from the dead. And some people out there might not like that I've said that, but it's the truth. Yes, we can do a mediumship reading. We can bring through that connection, that evidence, the essence of their loved one. But we cannot physically bring back those loved ones in spirit and have them sit down next to your client. It's just not going to happen. And I'm talking about this because sometimes as mediums, we need to realise we are not here to save the world. We cannot save the world. We can do our best through our readings, but that's all we can do. But we are limited to how we can help people. Because sometimes it's not a reading that's needed. It's therapy, it's a grief counsellor, it's those kind of professionals which we could be signposting our clients to. Yes, I've turned people away. I've had people come to me a week after their husband's passed and I've said to them, no, I'm not going to read you because I feel like you need to process this first. And some of you might be thinking, David, who the hell do you think you are to tell someone when they can or can't have a reading? Well, that's part of my responsibility, not just as a medium, but as a human. Because let's face it, if I was an unethical medium, I could say, yeah, I'll take the cash from you, don't worry, I'll do the reading for you, which some people would do. I wouldn't because I work very ethically. But that also becomes more about what's best for that person and less of what's lying in your pockets. And so that's why I say sometimes it's not a reading that somebody needs. If they need something else before they get to the mediumship reading. People need to process their grief. They need to process and accept the passing in some way. Yes, of course, there's always going to be grief and emotion attached to a passing. Of course there will be. But when a client comes to have a reading, they need to be in a headspace where they're able to receive what we give them without distressing them. And because sometimes coming for a reading too soon can actually be detrimental to somebody, it can actually set their healing journey back rather than be propelling them forward. And if you are that person who's thinking about going for a reading, just double check where your mindset is. Are you in the headspace of being able to receive a contact, knowing they can bring through some real emotional and personal information? Because a reading should always be uplifting and never the opposite.